Greetings and salutations, such dear, beautiful souls. So much love, light, gratitude, and appreciation to all of you with an exclamation point of joy. Taking a moment to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your subscribes. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for your patience while Elf decided to go silent. Elf decided to do that retreat and not have TV, music, phone. But like the phone was turned off, no music whatsoever, by my own accord. I do have a housemate that was not participating in this grand adventure. So there was some outside influences. There were some moments that Elf had to choose to speak, even though Elf was trying not to. But Elf did it for Elf's self, for herself, to find out what is this chitter chatter, killer clatter that's going on within the monkey mind of my beautiful jungle of my mind. And, center and clear that pathway from the heart chakra, throat to third eye to the crown, which I was feeling was a little blocked there. There was a lot of information integrating that I was receiving, and I needed to filter it through. Take some time. And not use the mouth. So on this beautiful grand adventure on not speaking, Elf was able to really home in on what other people were saying, really to be able to home in on what I was saying, internally and externally. Elf was using this moments of the silence and not speaking to really flex this beautiful muscle inside my brain of telepathy and using that. Elf was also using this moments to really see the patterns, see some of the older patterns that the Elf was still following, that they weren't serving Elf at all. It was so not. And it was like, definition of insanity. Repeating the same pattern, expecting different results. No. Yeah, I got all those. Never mind. No, just kidding. You're not going to lose your mind. You can't lose your mind. It's already in there. Anyway. So, yeah, with the deep dive, Elf put up some new boundaries and discarded some other ones. Replaced. I went through my toolbox of my aspects, and we'll say let go of the tools that were no longer serving Elf, to make room for the newer tools that were in, to really tap into the dormant gifts that are within my DNA and that are within all your own DNAs, and we all have our own unique gifts. Mine may be different than yours. They might be similar. They might not be. We're all hold on. Elf has seen it this way, is humans are like snowflakes. They're all individually unique, but yet they are still one. And then you pile them up and they become something else, entirely different. You want to build a snowman? Anyhow. Elf also was able to really define how Elf was listening and how Elf was perceiving others. And also allowed Elf to understand and understand how others saw the Elf. With non-judgmentalness of Elf and all the others that were perceiving me. Best way to put that one. Elf also learned new tactics for manifestations of self. self-manifestations for my soul. What was my soul calling for? Not my ego, not my outside exteriors of what others perceived elf should be, or could be, or would be. Nah. I dug down deep, 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 deep. And redefined how elf is using those beautiful gifts and powers of manifestation to bring in the beautifulness and awesomeness that is within elf's life. Elf sees elf as very super abundant. Elf does not see elf in lack. Elf definitely sees elf glowing brighter. Definitely. Elf also sees where elf was wasting, we'll say said, I don't want to say wasting, because it was never a waste. Let me rephrase that. Elf sees where elf was extending herself in her energies towards others that were not ready and open to receive. And that's okay. That's okay. Because with each soul that I connect with on a daily basis, I'm connecting with more and more souls. Through the YouTube, through the dating app, through my interactions with others. Via phone, Instagram. I don't do Facebook. I post there. That's about it. How and what am I really doing with my energies and my service? Elf has also come to the conclusion that it's okay for the elf to have these new boundaries and to not waver in these boundaries no matter what the world may say. And I'm talking, the outside world, society, friends, family, my loved ones. Elf does not like control. One, Sagittarius. Totally do not box the horse in. Horse will kick the door down or just start flinging arrows at you. Either or. So yeah, I'll just break out. Plain and simple. Don't box it. Don't control me. Elf won't control you. Elf does not desire to control anyone. Elf doesn't even desire to control thyself, because there was too much self-control on the elf, even by myself. Put it on pawn by myself, for better words. Elf also recognized that others were controlling in their own beautiful, kind way of thinking that or feeling, better words, that they were doing the elf good. Only the elf knows what is good for the elf. Only you know what is good for you. Elf got a chance to home in on really how elf was talking to self. And it was always a joyful and good, positive, high vibe that elf was talking to self, but elf was also allowing the collective energies to filter through, but it kind of got like stuck in my sieve. And the sieve got clogged to where it just was like, and there just overflow. Just an overflow. So elf had to do some serious cleaning and cleansing of that sieve. Because elf does not want to be a sponge. Elf is not a sponge. Elf is an empath. Elf can feel you. Elf can see you. Not with these eyes, this eye. Elf can hear you, but not with the ears that we call our, external ears. And it was very maddening. It was like a concert hall with everybody chitter-chattering and no music playing, and everybody's louder and louder and louder because they're all trying to talk over each other. And then a little elf is like going, hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? McFly. Anyway, so elf learned to home that in and go, okay, that can just flow. Literally, that can just flow through. No walls. There's no walls. I for a minute there, though, when I came out of my silence, I did. Elf put up some serious walls, like put the armor back on, grab the swords, grab the shields, pulled up that drawbridge, so y'all can't cross the moat and get into me castle. Then Elf came to the self-conclusion, roundabout some time is funny, roundabout some moments not too long ago. And Elf decided to just open it back up. You know, come what may. Because it's how Elf perceives what's coming in. It's not what's coming in, it's how Elf perceives what's coming in. What does Elf do with these connections? That is my own discernment and my own choices. Elf has decided to use Elf's voice in a different manner. Elf's decided to use this beautiful, amazing energy that Elf has in a different manner. In more of a homed-in manner. I like that, homed in. Because there was a moment in my silence that Elf was like going, okay, I love Earth. I do. I love Earth. And I love all the sentient beings upon Earth, in Earth, on Earth, in the water, in the sky, definitely. But Elf realizes, this is not Elf's home planet. And that's okay, because Elf established a connection to the Elf's home world, to where Elf can visit. See, this is the other thing, self-awareness of I. A lot of people, I want, I need, I this, I that, I this, I this. I is ego in a way for Elf. Hence, reprogramming that program of not going, I this, I that, I'm this, I'm that, I want, I need, blah, blah, blue, blue. No, it's more of a we, me, myself, or just Elf. Or my other beautiful names that I get called. Or that Elf calls herself. And really defining that system, rewriting that program, which Elf already is aware, it will take some moments. Elf will trip up because it's like such a natural but not natural thing. It comes to like the Elf's perception of, for 4 billion years, ding,